Um, I wanted to make a vlog today. I may make two today. We'll see. But look, there's like a free bookshelf. The Beginner's Guide to Crystals. So I'm going to start with, I guess, like a 2-month update of me moving to New York City. And I moved at the end of June. I drove from SF to New York City, and now it is beginning of September, so just over 2 months. And what have I done? This vlog is great because it kind of keeps me accountable of like what's up. So I would say that once again, and I need to remind myself of this because I seem to consistently do this, I seem to consistently underestimate how much socializing will play a role in my time. And I don't just mean like, oh, like it's not like I'm partying or hanging out more than necessary. Like I mean, how do I hold this? I mean that when I land in a new social context, I don't realize, like I like always underestimate how much time I'll need to like land socially and to feel comfortable and to get to know people and to orient and to be like, okay, like I belong here, I am now like a part of this landscape, and like how long it takes to just go about like introducing myself. And I think this is like a normal thing. Like you like show up at a new job, you show up at school, whatever it is, like the first order of business is pretty much like doing your rounds and saying hi to everyone, introducing yourself and establishing your relationships. And like I've now been introduced to like the concept of allies, but like yeah, like finding allies and just this whole process of getting your bearings socially. So I feel like a lot of my first month has been like going around and meeting people and saying hi and being like, yes, I am indeed actually staying in New York City. I'm not moving anywhere else. I'm not flying around. Like I'm not about to leave. I'm here. And also like, hi, this is me. This is who I am. Nice to meet you. And like this has been tiring. Another thing that's been happening is like I moved, so like I have to clean out my room, get all my stuff into my apartment. I took a while just to like fall into any semblance of a routine, and yeah, I mean that was some amount of the time. I feel a part of me being like, but it took you 2 months, and like there's other stuff I did. What else did I do? I'm coming across a realization that I actually don't love not having an income. Like there's a lot of just riding waves of like uncertainty, ambiguity, like not really being sure if anything's gonna pan out. There's a lot of fear in the beginning, and then it sort of settled into like oh no, I got this. Then it kind of settled into like I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm glad I'm trying. And so what's been happening is I got to PA on the film set of like a big action, like a big Hollywood studio basically. And that was a really cool experience, but I learned from that I don't think there's any true path from like production assistant to director. So like the better path is for me to just create films, which is what I want to do anyways, and then take it to like film festivals and see if that path pans out. The other thing I learned is that like, holy crap, 15-hour workday for like not much pay is like really depressing compared to my old tech salary. I also learned like I don't know, I just got exposure. I was like, what is it like to be on a film set and to see all these like stunt doubles flying around and burning cars, and like what is the life in this industry? So happy I got that experience. I also interviewed for like a community space to help out with them part-time, and I'm still feeling out if like that feels right to me. And then there is like, I started getting into like part-time design gigs, consulting and projects. I tried out making video shorts and realized that I hate doing that. So I've been exploring and getting a sense of how I react to things. On one hand, it's like maybe a part of me is freaking out a little bit because it wants me to make more money. Even though I have savings, I also learned that it's not so easy for me to get like a studio in New York City without like proof of income, even though I have like incredible credit score. So these are like the paths that have been closing for me, and yeah, it's like very good learnings. What has been emerging for me, things that are working, involve, well, I've been able to just get people to agree to pay me for things. The problem is not getting bookings and like relationships and leads. The problem is more like I don't want to do the work, but if I did do the work, then I think I would get paid. And then what's also working is I do feel really creatively satisfied by making films. I noticed that even though it's hard and I do procrastinate when not. I've also been reading this book on love called Calling in the One I've been dating, and like it feels like I'm able to take more space in dating, even though there's like a lot of potentials, and I'm like, okay, like I don't feel like a need to snap onto any one person as in like, wow, like you are the one, you know. I'm just like, no, like I know what I want and I am moving through that, and I've set my intention to find this person. And I feel less like I'm letting my head or heart or gut just like claim the spotlight and be like, oh my god, like this person is so romantic and therefore they're the one for me. You know, I'm like considering, oh, this person's really lovely, but like maybe they don't want kids, maybe they're long distance, like maybe they don't live near me, and or like maybe we don't have like similar lifestyle preferences. So I'm like listening to all of those considerations and having a better negotiation between the three. The love book has been taking a lot of my time. Honestly, it takes a lot of like willpower to it's like a lot to reflect and meditate. So there's that. Another thing that's been happening is I am looking for a new apartment because I've determined that I need a new laptop and a better concentration space for myself. I'm feeling like chronically over socialized lately. And then I've also somehow managed to like hyperstition a bunch of my friends to visit in October, and hopefully we'll live together and lead wonderful lives in New York City. Okay, finally I have an idea for a business that I want to create. Yeah, like it will be something along the lines of like providing a wayfinding concierge type of business for people across different areas of their lives, including like self-love, friendship, community, hosting, that kind of stuff. And then coaching has sprung up, as in I've been coaching people and they've been paying me for it. So still feels pretty scattered, but feels like things are emerging. I'm curious what my update will be like in like a few months' time, where I'm like, have more things emerged? At what point am I feeling like I'm falling behind? I felt some degree of frustration with myself like in the past week or so, where I was like, where do I want to be, or am I where I want to have been when I first moved here? And at this point, this is sort of like a retro, I feel okay. I also put up marketing posters for my dating app that I run. I think I would like to feel more excited. I don't know, I would want to be like I'm having decent dating success, but I would like to have even more when I next check in. It's kind of hard to like just create. I would love to have like my new apartment and a new laptop by the time I check in next, let's say in 2 months' time. I would love to be like on my way to my new apartment, because it might take some moving around different areas. Definitely want my new laptop. And I would love to have a structured like business model and offerings that I want to do and feel good about. I also hosted a very successful party, and that felt like an accomplishment, and that is now being formulated into like a blog post and kind of like this template that I can repeat for my next party. So yeah, I guess that's the update. It's a little bit rambly, but let's see what a future me thinks. Bye guys.